Me personally, I grew up in rock, doing rock and roll.
Okay.
With my first group, Ego Trip Band, we grew up on rock and roll. We grew up
Mhm.
on Led Zeppelin and whoever was coming up. I mean, Hall and
Right.
Oates or whoever, the pop music. That's what we wanted to do in
Mhm.
Grand Bahama. But when we would do it, we would write songs, we would do these things, but there was no audience.
Right.
Then we had to find out the hard way. Hey, there's no audience here. We're doing this stuff. We're rocking the place up, breaking up our equipment, doing this because we saw the guys on TV do it.
Mhm.
We love that, but there's no audience. So we
Right.
had to learn. You know what? We need a song like "Turn It Loose and Let It Go,"
Okay.
and that's why we did that. That song became a big hit for us, and that's when we started to say, okay, we need now to match our environment. Although we were doing "Turn It Loose and Let It Go," we were
Mhm.
dressing like we were rockers, or these guys wearing suits and all this stuff, but we weren't matching the music. So
Right.
if you saw the album cover, you would think we were guys. You could swear we ain't playing that music when you're chicken on coming on, but you saw it by the been ready for the world coming on.
Uh-huh.
So we had to learn marketing again. We had to learn how to match the music with, with the presentation.
Yes.
Now, some people wear island shirts.
Mhm.
Some people, I think you can find a nice casual way to dress other than just something to wear like you in the pool at Lattice.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think you can still find a way to do it, but I think on that, onto the question of those artists, I think I embrace anyone who wants to do what they want to do. I prefer you to do our thing, but if your heart feels for R&B, if your heart feels for reggae, or your heart feels for doing ballads or whatever, once you're a Bahamian, I accept you, and that means anyone. When I say once you're Bahamian, because you're a Bahamian brother or sister, I would support you, but of course mine comes first.
Of course.
Mine's comes first.
And
So-
you're entitled to
and
that.
that doesn't mean that I don't want to do some rock, because I still yearn for those days that I did that, because that was true. It was young. I was young. It was me learning and seeing guys like Ronnie and Tony McKay and these guys that made me say, you know what? I heard Eddie Minister's writing. I said,
Yeah.
you know what? I see where this can go. I can add to this.
Mhm.
But my heart was still in rock. My heart was still in the R&B music that I heard.
Yes.
So to this day, I'm still yearning for it. Don't believe I don't have that thing still going on in here.
Yeah.
It wants to do it, but I think for my country and how I feel about my country, I do what I do. But one day I'm gonna do my rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
I got
direction
you.
would you like to see Bahamian music going in the coming years?
You know, what I want to see is first is that on the end of like these artists who are coming up right now, that we call the 242 artists.
Mhm.
We marrying ideas together.
Okay.
The younger artists who are coming along, they have their ideas. They want to again touch the U.S. market. Let's see how we can marry things together. Let's see where we can meet a middle ground where we can say,
Yes.
these things take a lot of time.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of work. It is not just we come in for one day. These things take months.
Yes.
And upon this, I should say, to our detriment, we are fast food nation. So we try to get in the studio for one day or get in for a couple
Right.
hours. Hey, let's do this. We come with a nice beat and we try to kill it. Okay, that's it. No, we need to sit down and actually analyze this and put something together that we can say when we leave that studio, at least 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 ideas that we can say we could get something out of these ideas.
Mhm.
In this country, we're so talented as people because we are naturally talented that we try to basically, if someone comes with a good rhythm, a good beat, like how the Jamaicans would put a rhythm down, and then 20 people go on it.
And have the same
Yes,
song.
we normally wouldn't follow the other person because we feel like we can do better, or we can
Right.
do this, or we can do that. We normally don't. We're
We want to be individual.
that's what we
original.
Yes, and then my idea I want everyone to follow, but not yours.
Right.
And that's how we play it. If Bahamian did something like when Bahamian came up with the jungle, everyone would move on a certain genre.
Right.
But they wouldn't move on that
On the
rhythm.
exactly
Yeah, so when
the same
Bahamian did the whole jungle, remember everyone was doing jungle. Everyone
Yeah.
started to jump. When the rake and scrape thing came, when I did like Hookah Soup, Phil Stubbs did Hot Cake, and Phil Stubbs did Western Move. Then all of a
Mhm.
sudden, right now the rake and scrape is around.
Right.
And when back in Dry Bread time, the Goombay was there. So
Yes.
we go through these.
Sounds change.
Yes, and now we have 3 different genres of styles that we can pick out of. It's just that how we want to enhance it, because when you take certain elements out of our music, like especially junkin', if you take certain elements out of it, it turns into funk.
Mhm.
The backbeat of any music is
Mhm.
where which would name the genre. If you start taking the kick just straight, it now turns into either soca or it could turn into house.
Right.
Because remember, you're only putting music on top of a beat. A beat
Yes.
is where it's at. Some people got the pulse, do do.
Exactly.
It's different things. Reggae has a one drop, boop, do when reggae does, you know it's reggae. So you can put anything on top of that. But that's
Exactly.
reggae to
Yes,
the root.
yes, yes.
And the root is where you would call them. You would say, okay, that's now that's
Right.
that. Soca uses this also.
Mhm.
That's why soca means so means soul and the ca means calypso. So they use what they call soul calypso. So they
Mhm.
put their beat on top of that same disco beat that the disco uses.
Yeah.
That's how music. So I'm saying to you, that kick drum or that drum is where everything starts off. So that's when we name music, or when people argue, oh, this ain't this and this ain't that. No, once you get that bottom end, if you go ahead, you use, let's say, there's some hip hop artists right now. I heard some of them they use Ronnie Butler's they use Ronnie Butler's good song, Dave, going back to the island. They
Mhm.
might use the sample from it. So
Right.
they think because they use the sample from it, that now makes it Bahamian music. No, again, if you're using all that backbeat on the bottom, you still leaving the hip hop to the bottom, but you putting a sample of Ronnie's music. You still hip hop is still what your foundation is.
Yes.
Don't worry, the sample is only a sample of, and then you could put Tchaikovsky, you could put Rachmaninoff, you could put polka music on top of that.
Mhm.
Hip hop is still the foundation that
Yes.
you're dealing with, and that's how music works. And when you try to explain this to, I guess maybe young artists or inexperienced who are
Right.
not musicians, they would sit back and they would still oh no. Anytime
Yeah.
a Bahamian does anything, it's Bahamian music. It isn't. If I do reggae music and the reggae and Jamaica has already established it, how could now, because I did it, it becomes now Bahamian music? I mean, someone a Jamaican would probably have tried to beat me up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you know how long they work at their music?
And you know